Hello everyone. So we are up to week 5 of our blanket along. That's the Black Sheep temperature blanket along with the Pearly Shell Pirates. So that makes this episode 5. And if you've been following along at all, you'll know that I have my handy dandy little temperature chart here with a little sample of the colors that I chose, which is very helpful so that I can remember which colors are supposed to be which, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes that is a little bit of a problem. But let's see, so last week my temperature was 32 for a high on Wednesday. So that means that we get to do the lovely PDX carpet, which is actually a very popular color for us. It's that green with a hint of blue, and if you ever flew through the PDX airport before they changed the carpet, because they changed it, that was like the color of the carpet at the PDX airport. So anyway, we named it PDX carpet because, you know, that's what it made us think of. So anyway, we are going to get into choosing a pattern and casting on and looking at our week 5 square. So I do have my 4, where are they? 1, 2, 3, 4 finished squares done, ready to go. I have run into a slight problem though, because I realized that I should really be writing down which square I was knitting for which week. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Because I need to decide if I'm going to lay my squares out in that order, or if I am going to choose to just mix it up and just let the squares kind of represent. So I don't know, I haven't decided. Do I want to lay them out in week order? Or do I want them to be more crazy mixed up? Because, you know, there's some appeal to both, but I should at least write down which square I did which week. Not that I don't have this video record, but I should write it down because it'll be much easier when I get ready to put it all together at the end of the year. Exactly what I plan to do. So anyway, all right, let's get into it. Let's go pick a pattern. All right, so for our blanket along, we've done 4 different patterns, but now we're getting ready to do our 5th. And remember, I am not using the US 4, I am using my US 3, and I'm not using the Erica Knight. I'm using that lovely Kokomo Yarns Man, the fingering weight cotton that we adore. And I've already done the Audru Broken Rib. I remember that one. Oh, and look, I did make a note here on the filigree that I did that one 3rd. Let's see. I think this was the last week's here. We'll just write this down while we're going. 4th. There. Noted. I like notes. Notes make me happy. What do I want to do? Ooh, flying geese is really fun. Ooh, we could challenge ourselves with some imitation lattice. Let's see. Ooh, I could do little checks. I could do a little bit of color work this week. Maybe the lozenge. I don't think I've done lozenge yet. I did sailor's rib. I just have a check mark there. I'll have to write down which one that one was. And Tostama. I've done some fun ones. Let's see. Ooh, shadow cables. Should we do some cables? Let's do some cables. I think cables sound fun. All right, so we are going to be doing the shadow cable. There we go. Get that down in frame. So let's see, it says cast on 36. Now the reason that we cast on more stitches is because we do have cables, and that is going to pull our fabric in. So most of the patterns that you see say cast on 31, cast on 32. With this one, we're going to cast on 36 because we need those extra stitches to account for the cables. So we're going to cast on 36, but we are not going to use that color number 503 gift because remember, we are changing it up and we are using the Mian cotton. It says to follow the chart, repeat the stitches between the red lines. But again, if you followed along, you'll know that those red lines are actually these guys because I printed it in black and white. And so I'm going to repeat those stitches 4 times and then repeat the entire chart 4.5 times. Now I'm guessing that I'm going to have to do this 5 times just because of how my gauge is a little bit different on this one than it is for the other yarn that I used. So let's get cracking. Okay, so I went ahead and cast on my 36 stitches, and then because this is essentially slip one, knit to the end of the row, slip one, purl to the end of the row, I just went ahead and did those 2 setup rows. So now we are ready to do the cabling. And I actually like to cable without a cable needle. So that means when I come to the cable, I just use my fingers and my needles to manipulate the stitches, and I don't use a cable needle. So let's see, we're going to slip one. So let's take a look at this row 3. I'm going to slip one, knit one. Now I have a 4-stitch cable. How do I know it's a 4-stitch cable? 1, 2, 3, 4. I also know that this cable needs to lean to the right because my cable is headed to the right. And I know that because the diagonal line here heads to the right and it crosses in front of my stitches. I do not have a left-leaning cable. Both of my cables are right-leaning cables. And you can tell that because, again, that diagonal line crosses in the front. So what it's representing is that I'm going to take the 2 stitches here, cross them in the front of the 2 stitches here. That's what the little graphic represents. Now, if you're confused about how to do these cables, 1, I'm going to show you, but 2, I do have a little guide here in the back. So here I have the cable for right under the key. And to do that, you'll slip 2 stitches to the back, knit 2, and then knit the 2 from the cable needle. Only we're going to do it without the cable needle because it's a lot more fun to do it that way. Okay, so in order to do that, we have to remember the sequence of events. Usually you would be slipping these 2 stitches to a cable needle and holding them to the back of your work. But instead what we're going to do is slip our needle tip into stitches 3 and 4 from the tip of the needle. And we're going to hold the base of the fabric. See how I have the base of the fabric held here? And then slip stitches 2 and 1 back onto that left-hand needle and then move stitches 3 and 4 into place so that now we can cable them. So cable 1, 2, 3, and 4 stitches, and now we have done that right-leaning cable. And now we're going to knit 4 stitches, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do it again. So again, what we're going to do is take our needle tip and stick it into the very base of those stitches, and then you are going to move these 2 stitches in front of these 2 stitches, just like this. Very easy. And then knit your stitches in sequence. And then knit 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there we go. 2 little cables crossed. Then you'll go ahead and do it again. Because remember, we have to repeat the stitches between the red lines 4 times. So, and then 1 more time. So we've got 3 cables crossed. All right. We're going to end with a knit 2. You can also see that reflected in row 3 here. There we go. Now we'll just go ahead, we'll slip one, we'll purl all the way across, we'll slip one, we'll knit all the way across, slip one, purl all the way across. And then you're doing the exact same cable here, except that instead of doing it on the first 4 stitches in a repeat, you're doing it on the second 4 stitches in a repeat. And that's why it becomes a shadow cable. Sort of an alternating shadow cable, because usually with cables there would be purl stitches surrounding that cable to help pop it out and give it more relief, but instead of doing that, we are sort of hiding the cables within our fabric this time. All right, I am going to go work on this, and when I am all done with my square, I'll be back to talk to you. All right, I'm back and I finished my shadow cable square, so there we go. You can see why it's called shadow cables, because, you know, it's cables, but they're a little shadowy. It's a little hard to see them. And I did do 5 repeats, not 4.5, like my instructions said, because I did need just a little bit more to get that square shape, and Marshmallow has decided to join us. So now our episode is complete because Marshmallow made an appearance. So anyway, I just wanted to thank anybody who is following along with these videos. It's a lot of fun for me to share with you all of the different patterns that we're working on and this blanket along. If you are interested in joining, of course, you are welcome at any time to join us. We have the Black Sheep blanket along with Black Sheep Fiber Emporium and the Pearly Pirates, which is our Facebook group. There's more info at blacksheepfiberemporium.com under our classes and events, and then our knit and crochet alongs. And of course, remember, we are doing the knitting, crochet, tatting, and embroidery versions. If you want to weave, please feel free. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Make sure that you have liked and let's see, what is it? Liked our Facebook page and followed our Facebook page as well, because we post all kinds of fun stuff there. If you're interested, we also have an email list. I send out like 1, maybe 2 emails a month. You're more than welcome to get on that list as well and kind of get in on all the fun stuff that we have going on. But yeah, like I said, don't forget to subscribe. And like I like to say at the end of all of my videos, please take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and craftually. I know if you're watching these, you're definitely a crafter, and 15 minutes a day really seems to help me stay on a more even mental keel. So, you know, just take 15 minutes a day at least and do something for yourself and craft. So I will see you all next time, and bye-bye from Marshmallow as well. All right, bye.